I'm sure we have people across India, who are just joining in. Some of you have joined, some of you would be joining in. I think, this is the most important topic that everybody, should learn, because traditional education, or at times our parents are also not, well versed with the, how to manage personal finances, right? And in today's competitive world, everybody wants to have more. Everybody wants to have more salary. Everybody wants to have more income sources. But that's one part of, managing money. The other part is, of course, how you manage your personal finances. That's what we're going to talk about in next 1.5 hours, 2 hours, and I'll share my experiences. I'll give you small hacks which you can start applying in your life. And anybody wants to mention, I have a quick question as we start, that why are you not able to save money? Why are you not able to save money? Does anybody, anybody wants to share in the chat window that why you not able to save money? Or anybody wants to unmute and talk about it? Because I need to learn कि आपको क्या problem आ रही है, why you not able to save money. Of course, you have not started your job right now, or your business, or you're not an entrepreneur, you just come out of the freshly out of the college, right? Other is that, yes, somebody mentioned expenditure is quite high. That's a good reason. That's right. Desire to buy something we want, absolutely, that's the primary reason. Quite a few people dependent. Okay, that's another critical part, right? Poor financial literacy, absolutely. I think हमारे अगर colleges, schools में एक chapter financial literacy के ऊपर होता, we would have been different people. Believe me, I have made so many mistakes in last 15 years about finances. But yeah, I've been able to mend that, and that's the reason I'm here today talking about how to manage your personal finances, because I've burned my hands, doing incorrect things, pleasing people, needing things that I don't want, not having financial literacy, and not being able to manage it well. Cool. Okay. All right. We do not have well-crafted budget. Good. So yes, that's what I wanted to hear. I got a fair idea of it, that of course we have people here who are dependent, who have dependents, people who are working on managing other things. Before we start, I'll not keep it very slide by slide. I'll keep it about sharing my experiences. As Pratibha mentioned, I'm working as a senior assistant vice president with EXL, also a life coach. Want to just take 5 minutes to share my journey, right? Usually क्या होता है, we all tend to give up. We all tend to give up in a difficult times or challenging times. And I remember coming from small city in Punjab to Delhi in 2005. I came here to complete my chartered accountancy, but then I was like born very rich. But then when my education started, we had huge financial losses. In fact, I could not afford money to complete my chartered accountancy also. That was the first rejection in the normal world which I received, because the whole world shattered, right? I was living a life till that time where I did not have to think about money. And now suddenly I didn't have enough money to pay my, my tuition fees, maybe 10,000-15,000 rupees, back then. So that was the first rejection of my life. So if any of you are right now, getting rejected in terms of, interview not getting cracked, how to, so financial journey to shuru hogi, pehle job to mile, and blah, 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 other things. So don't worry, everything will fall in place. So that's where my journey into corporate started. I started working, and of course, made a lot of financial mistakes. First time I got promoted, I bought a car. Rather, I should have invested it in land, or I should have invested it in FD. But I was like, okay, I want to show off that I'm earning good. So I bought a car. And then I started spending on parties. I started spending on, on lavish clothes, because I was telling other people that I am rich. But to be honest, my bank balance was zero. Okay. For people, I was a manager. I was having 7-8 years experience or even more than that. But my bank balance was zero. जैसे अब सब लोगों ने बोला chat section में, financial literacy zero थी, right? And because of course I came from a rich family, so you assume that everything will be hunky dory in your life, right? जैसी आज life चल रही है आगे चलती रहेगी. So of course, not blaming, but of course my parents also did not have the financial literacy to save for the rainy day, because when things are going good, you assume everything will go good. That's the reason all these things, budgeting and everything is important. But when I realized, जब तक मेरी आंखें खुली, I was in almost 10 to 15 lakhs of debt, because of so many other reasons. I had a car loan, I had a home loan, I had other no creditors, from whom I have taken money and lost in something or the other. So that was the worst period, because then you don't need support, you need mental peace, right? And that's when my mental peace got really, really, really upset, because I was not able to manage my own self, courtesy, poor financial literacy. Okay. If any of you are going through it, just relax, take notes from this session. It is not a Gyan-badi session. It's my own personal experiences of life, which I'm going to share, which you can apply. And since you are 20 to 28, I think you can do wonders in next 10 years if you start applying the things that I will tell you today. Believe me, I started applying at the age of 32, and then I've been able to manage myself in last couple of years by quickly turnaround, by changing my priorities, by changing the way of life. And it's actually very, very comfortable now, because 2-3 years, 4 years of difficult time, प्रॉब्लम ये नहीं कि आप ये फोन अफोर्ड कर सकते हो कि नहीं कर सकते हो, राइट? प्रॉब्लम ये है कि आपको ये फोन अफोर्ड करना क्यों है, आपकी नीड क्या है, राइट? You want to click pictures, you want to use social media, you want to do gaming, any phone would do. But if you are, if you're not having enough in your bank balance, even if you're dependent on your parents, you have to think wisely. As an example, I was having a conversation with one of my mentees that she said कि सर मैंने घर वालों से 1.5 lakh रुपीस ले लिए आईफोन के लिए, but I will buy OnePlus and I will keep approx 70,000-80,000 for my own self. I'll save it, I'll invest it, tell me कहाँ पे invest करूँ. And she was like 22 years old only, and I was startled by her approach towards life, that that look, she looks at it from a different perspective. And I realized कि मैं तो ऐसा नहीं था यार. When I was in my teens, I was in my 20s, I was not having this great financial literacy. So did she do a right thing or did she do a wrong thing? Tell me with a thumbs up or thumbs down or any of the reactions that you want. Okay, I got 1 thumbs up. Okay. Wonderful. So we all know that if today you have an opportunity, you get that 1.5 lakh rupees, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to buy an iPhone, or are you going to buy a better phone with the same features and keep that money for your future? Maybe you can use that in later, for your travel in couple of years, invest it, do it, use it wisely, and then use it later on. But at least to have a corpus, right? Great. Some people understand this fundamental. Buy stocks, that's wonderful. Yes, I will buy an Apple share. Wonderful. I think that's the mindset we all need to adapt. Of course, I'm not recommending that everybody should do stock trading. It is a skill which with lot of learnings and knowledge can be enhanced And of course, there are two fundamentals. You all know that how you can, how you can approach the stock market. But it's about investment. It's about saving that money so that you use it wisely, right? Because problem is not the iPhone, okay? Problem is what are you trying to portray to the people around you? That if you can afford it, I have an iPhone, I can afford it right now because I have changed my mindset. If you can afford it, yes, you will buy it, you will use it, but if you want to buy it, that okay, if I go to a party, or if I go to a friend's get together, that okay, they should look at, oh, he or she's got, wow, wonderful iPhone 13 Pro, oh, he is doing well in life. That's where we make a mistake, because that for that wow and that approval from the outside person, we do that for a couple of minutes, but उसकी EMI देते देते हमारी जब हर महीने लगती है ना कि ओके आज फिर इस महीने फिर हमने क्रेडिट कार्ड का 5,000 10,000 बिल देना है, that's when you start feeling that pain. So that's the change we need to bring about in our mindset. Okay, so let me share, let's get on with the workshop. So that was my personal experience, and I will share more. We got to know that why we are not able to save. Okay, why are money skills important? कितना भी बोलो, like हमने सुना है बचपन में यार, हमारे पेरेंट्स, हमारा दादा दादी कह रहे थे कि पैसे पेड़ों पे नहीं उगते, right? It is not easy to become rich. You have to save a lot of money. Investment is risky. Gold में रखो, जितना gold लो घर में अच्छा, it is good actually. But there's few things which are not technically right, which we need to understand, which will create clarity. Okay, money skills are important. First, it gives you independence. That if today you have X amount of bank balance and savings, that maybe after 2 years you see your friends and group of people from college going on a Maldives trip or a Europe trip. They are going because they can afford it. But if you don't have money, you cannot do that. And you would think that 2 साल पहले जब वो iPhone लिया था 1 लाख रुपए बचा लेता तो आज मैं जा पाता, right? So that's the independence you get. If you're 20 to 28, of course, most of the decisions are being taken by your parents, till 24, 23, till this time you start working, right? So money helps you create independence, not for a short term, for a long term. You're able to go and buy whatever, but we will talk about that, what to buy, what not to buy. You can set and reach goals. Either you can say, yaar, meko to bas, I want one car, I have a house, my parents have a house, I just need a car, that's your goal, you can reach your goal. But if you say, oh, I am an independent person, I will create more of my wealth for myself. Of course, my parents have been there. I will set and reach my goals. I will buy 2 houses. I will buy 1 house in Mumbai. I'll buy 1 house in Bangalore. I'll get a job. I'll upgrade on myself. I will invest in my skills like EduBridges, helping you all that you are investing in your skills, and enjoy living responsibly within your means, right? Example deta hu, as you must have seen, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, or anybody who's super rich, they don't wear, brands or the copies of brands. They don't want to showcase that, okay, I can afford Gucci, I can afford Louis Vuitton. No, they wear simple, plain clothes. Even though they are expensive, whatever they wear is not cheap. But they're not branding themselves that, okay, they are not trying to look rich. So that's where it means enjoy living responsibly within your means, right? एक कहावत है कि एंड ऑफ द डे एक जो एक रेडी पे काम कर रहा है, रिक्शा चला रहा है, वो भी रोटी खा रहा है. If you're making millions, you will be also having that same roti end of the day, isn't it? You will also sleep on a bed, on a maybe of course your bed is expensive, but end of the day it's about going to the sleep with your own peace. So money skills are important to create independence, to set and reach your goals, enjoy living responsibly, and of course prepare yourself for the future. because the inflation as we see today is growing every day. If you're keeping that 100 rupees with yourself, by 2025, the value of those 100 rupees might be 85 rupees or 90 rupees. So how do you prepare for your future? That's the reason money skills are very important. Okay. And since I am also a law of attraction coach, I also see that, okay, that money is an energy. It is an energy. If you limit yourself to that, message that comes off your salary, kitna debit ho gaya, kitna credit ho gaya, you're always worried about spending money. That's the energy which money doesn't like. So we'll talk about it later. Okay. So how can you save that money? How can you get that money skills? So I will request, if you have pen and paper, write it for yourself. What are the 5 financial goals you have for next 5 years? Okay, maybe that's getting married, maybe that's having a house, maybe that's going on an international trip, maybe that's buying something that is expensive to you. So set those 5 financial goals for yourself right now. I'll take a pause. Please do that. It would help you. Write 5 goals that you want to achieve in next 5 years or 2 years or 3 years. Put a number to it. Okay, set financial goals. I assume everybody is doing that. I'm taking a pause. So let's say an example, somebody has a goal that I want to earn 5 lakh rupees, by 2023. Okay, as a saving. I want to save 5 lakh rupees by 2023, end of the year, right? So what are you going to do to make that financial plan? Look at your resources. मतलब आपकी salary कैसी है? As an example, if you are having 30,000 example as a salary and you're living with your parents, you do not have liabilities, you can easily save 20,000, 10,000. You can spend on yourself. You can save 15,000, 20,000, up to you. So depends on the goal you have. If you say that, okay, 15,000 for 20 months, I will be at 3 lakh rupees. Okay, if I invest that 3 lakh के 350 भी हो सकते हैं, just on a hypothetical example, 12% increase के हिसाब से. So at least against the goal of 5 lakhs, you see yourself, okay, I'm already reaching 3.5 lakhs, 1.5 lakh. Maybe I will start giving coaching. Maybe I will start tutoring people. Maybe I will start doing blogging, and so many things that you can do with this just one phone. Some people are doing marketing, some people are doing so many other things. So that's where you look at your resources. Okay. Second is understand your expenses. कि अगर आप 30,000 कमा रहे हो या 50,000 कमा रहे हो, an example, आपके expenses जा कहाँ रहे? And believe me, I write down, if not each of them, but end of the day, how much did I spend today? And end of the month, I look at it, and there's so many super rich people who use this formula. You end of the month देखते हैं कि उनके expenses कहाँ पर हुए हैं, and then they try and sort it out, which are the unwanted expenses. Okay, as an example, if you want to meet somebody, you can meet it over a cup of coffee. You may not want to meet them over a cup of, having a lavish dinner somewhere just to impress them. That can be done in 500 also and 5,000 also. It is completely how you manage your expenses. Okay. So set financial goals हमने कर लिया. Identify and evaluate what to do. If you say, okay, against 5 lakh goal, 3.5 lakh goal, 3.5 lakh मेरे को दिख रहे हैं, हो जाएंगे. Then you identify, how can I do more? If somebody has a skill, somebody is a photographer, you can, start that, side by side. If somebody has another skill, you can do that. You can evaluate that. What are my other options? Isn't it? And then take action. Most of the people don't take action. क्या अच्छा मेरे पास opportunity है, मैं करूंगा या करूंगी, but you don't take action. You keep it pondering over it. You keep pondering over it. No, taking action is a very important thing. Okay, and then review your progress. अभी आज जुलाई है, आप दिसंबर में अपनी progress review करो कि अच्छा मेरे को 15,000 हर महीने बचा रहे थे, आज मैं कहाँ पहुंच गया हूँ या पहुंच गई हूँ, तो अच्छा I have to change my strategy there. Okay, Some people said that they have to take care of the family. Some people say that, okay, they are independent. Some people might want to have some lavish goals. It is completely your choice. This is all generic, which you can apply in any area of your life. Okay. And get help if it's not working. Talk to somebody, talk to a mentor that, okay, my salary is this percentage, but as you come to EduBridge, you can upskill yourself, you can find better jobs, because if you're upskilling yourself, you will of course be able to generate value for the market, and then you can go ahead in your life. Okay. So ये सब तो हो गया, right? What are the key areas to know about money? Meaning budgeting your money, how to use online banking, savings account कैसे maintain करना है, credit, understanding credit. I think 70 to 80% people don't understand the concept of credit. Okay. कितने लोग हैं जिनके पास यहाँ पे क्रेडिट कार्ड है और सिर्फ मिनिमम पेमेंट ड्यू पे करते हैं वो? Please raise your hands. I was one of them for so many years. You know, if you have a credit card and you only pay minimum payment due because वो उसको आपको लगता है अच्छा इतना ही तो देना कम से कम, you know, and then I am not getting defaulted. I am not paying any, you know, late fees. Let me see how many people are there like this. Okay, so many like me. I see so many people like me. Okay, so that's the trick actually. That's where the understanding the credit is very important. You know, if you understand, अगर आप सोचोगे एक whooping amount होती है जो इतना छोटा छोटा सा लिखा आता है ना क्रेडिट कार्ड जब आप साइन करते हो, है ना, इतना छोटा सा लिखा आता है. If you have 50,000 outstanding, you're only paying 2,000 monthly. First of all, on 50,000, you are getting charged whooping approximately 40% annually, or 36 to 40% depending on a bank to bank. If you have 50,000, उसका आप लगा लो 30-40%, आपका 15,000 तो approximately 20,000 तो आपका सिर्फ इंटरेस्ट ही जा रहा है, and it is not coming down. And if you're paying 2,000 every month just as a minimum payment, in year you pay 24,000, and then you'll see यार मैंने 24,000 पे भी कर दिया, and then my outstanding is still 50,000, बल्कि बढ़ गया. That's the power of accumulation, and it's a double-edged sword. If you're using credit cards, it is a bad sword. If you're using it in your investment, it's a good sword. So understanding that credit concept is very important. Since you guys are youth, I would recommend limit your expenses. Don't use credit cards. If you are using credit cards, use it wisely. Make a reminder on your phone. अगर आज आपने 13 जुलाई को खर्चा करा है, 45 days as an example credit मिलता है. Make sure by 20th of August, which is 35, 30, 40 days, you pay off that complete amount. Keep a track of that जो 40 days की window होती है, आप उसको utilize कर पाओ. That's the smartest thing to do. That's where how millionaires use it. That's how so many rich people and people who are good with money, they use this formula. Basically, objective क्या होता है credit card का? That today you can borrow 40 days or 30 days, depending on bank to bank. You do not have to pay any interest. But we get used to it. हमें मजा आता है, लालच आ जाता है, वो अच्छा भी खरीद सकता हूँ मैं. iPhone 13 Pro आ गया, अच्छा मैं अभी ले लूंगा, क्रेडिट कार्ड पे फ्री EMI, इंटरेस्ट फ्री EMI बन जाती है. I will buy it and I'll pay 10,000 monthly, right? And to be very honest with you, I have, for example, I have two phones. Okay, I have this iPhone also. I have one OnePlus also. To be very honest, barring one or two different features, मैं सारे features use ही नहीं करता हूँ दोनों phones के. And I'm sure this is with all of us. Do we use all the features which distinguish phones from each other? No. You know, we use it for social media, we use it for photographs, we use it for, you know, some people buy expensive phone कि उसका camera अच्छा है. You know, why do you want to pay 1.5 lakh rupees for just the camera? You can buy a DSLR for 45-50,000. अगर वो भी आपके किसी जान पहचान से second hand मिलता है तो वही लो. Why you want to spend too much? That's the concept that we all need to understand. Okay, and then of course debit cards also. If you're spending, you know, you're doing wisely. Some there are debit cards which have cashback facility. So all this can be known later on. You know, I'm not emphasizing too much here. Okay, हम बात कर रहे थे हमारे पैसे जाते कहाँ है ना. As I said, track expenses for 1 month. Try this today onwards. You can go on App Store or you can go on Google Play Store. You can get app which tells you expense tracking app. Okay. All you have to do is end of the day आप अपने expense वहां पे डालो, छोटे से छोटा, that cold drink के, cigarette के, games के, किसी भी चीज के, बाइक के, ऑटो के, कहीं के भी जो भी आपके स्मॉल छोटे से छोटे एक्सपेंस है उनको डालो, 30 days डालो. इट इज ऑफ कोर्स एजुकेशन, फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी है तो खुद सीखनी पड़ेगी, इसके ऊपर टाइम इन्वेस्ट करना पड़ेगा. दिन के 15 मिनट अगर आप कर रहे हो, you will be able to see that what did you buy, which were needs versus wants, कि आपको कौन सा खर्चा करना चाहिए था, कौन सा नहीं करना चाहिए था. And there was a survey which happened in 2020 before 2020 pandemic, where people said that okay, we do shopping for I think 80% of the things for our wants जो हमें चाहिए नहीं होती. You went to a good showroom and you saw that wonderful looking dress or a shirt or a shoe and you bought it. You did not want it because you liked it so much, you want it because you get that adrenaline rush जो आपको dopamine release होता है आपकी energy से. You like the fun of owning it, and then it is there sitting with rest of the shoes or dresses which are just ordinary and they are also the same. So 80% people shop for the wants, not the needs. We'll talk about what are wants and needs in as we go ahead. Okay, so आप जब 1 मिनट ट्रैक करोगे आपको पता चलेगा आपने क्या क्या खरीदा, आपकी वांट्स एंड नीड्स क्या थी, आपके पैटर्न ऑफ स्पेंडिंग आ जाएंगे. कि जब सबकी फर्स्ट को सैलरी आती है, पहले एक हफ्ता बहुत अमीर होते हैं सब, है ना, फिर 15-20 तारीख से शुरू हो जाता है यार सैलरी कब आएगी, सैलरी कब आएगी, सैलरी कब आएगी. एंड देन यू कीप टेलिंग योर बॉस मेरी तो सैलरी बड़ी कम है, घर को भी बोलते मेरी सैलरी बड़ी कम है. बट if you use wisely, there have been people, I have read so many books, there have been people, even the janitors or people who are earning 10,000, in a period of 20 years they have become millionaires just because of the power of compounding. Just as we go back, joy is living responsibly within your means. There's no end to what you want to achieve. You can go and have coffee once in month in Starbucks, but it tastes the same if you go to any local coffee shop also. I'm not debranding anybody. I'm just telling it is the same. It's just that you go there for ambience because you have to check in, you have to click pictures and showcase it to the others. That's not the right way. Spare out your patterns of spending. कैटेगराइज करो, आप कपड़ों पे कितना खर्चते हो, खाने पे कितना खर्चते हो, और अलग चीजों पे कितना खर्चते हो, राइट. आइडेंटिफाई योर फ्यूचर स्पेंडिंग, व्हिच आई सेड. जब हम अपने गोल्स बनाएंगे, सेट योर फाइनेंशियल गोल्स दैट इन आइडेंटिफाई फ्यूचर स्पेंडिंग. अच्छा, टुडे आई गो बाय मेट्रो, बट इट विल बी गुड इफ आई हैव अ कार और अ टू व्हीलर व्हिच विल सेव मी टाइम एंड मनी, and I can maybe go along with my friends. Identify your future spending. उस हिसाब से अपने खर्चे ट्रैक करो. अदरवाइज आप करोगे, there's so much of saying कि यार बहुत लोग कहते हैं ना मेरे हाथ में पैसा बचता ही नहीं है ना, मेरे हाथ में लकीर है जिस पे लिखा हो कि पैसा जितना आएगा उससे ज्यादा जाएगा. That's a limiting belief we follow, but it is all controllable. It is all controllable. It is just that you have to be aware of it. Okay, so first of all, where does your money go? पहले पता होना चाहिए आपके खर्चे कहाँ पर होते हैं. जब आपको पता ही नहीं होगा आपके खर्चे कहाँ पर होंगे, आप उसको कंट्रोल कैसे करोगे, राइट. इट्स इजी टू रिमेम्बर इट इन द ब्रेन बट यू डोंट रिमेम्बर 80%. और जब मे बी 4 दिन बाद जब आप कहीं पे होगे, आप ये वेबिनार भी भूल चुके होगे. टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, दैट हैपेंस विद पीपल. सो हाउ डू यू विल रिमेम्बर कि मैंने इस हफ्ते में कितना खर्चा किया. तो डेली ट्रैक इट. ट्रैक करो कितना कर रहे हो आप खर्चा, कितना खर्चा रोज हो रहा है आपका. दैट्स वेयर फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू विल गेट टू सी दैट ओके, ओहो इतना खर्चा हो रहा है मेरा, ये अनवांटेड है या वांटेड है. ओके, so as I said, when you track your expenses, you'll be able to manage your budget. I'm sure there's so many families who live on a budget, in India. I have lived in that budget for 10 years. कि मुझे पता है मेरी एक सैलरी है और मेरा खर्चा इतना है, तो मैं खर्चा कैसे कम कर सकता हूँ, इसी खर्चे में ज्यादा कैसे कर सकता हूँ, राइट? रिमेम्बर, जैसे तभी तभी टीवी पे एड्स आती है ना, दैट मदर्स से अच्छा हम अपने बच्चे को न्यूट्रिशन देना है, बॉर्मिटा का 10 रुपए वाला पैकेट ले आओ. It is a psychological marketing which they are giving you. It is not that, if you look at, in some ways, it is expensive to buy a 10 rupees Bombada packet. If you buy the whole pack, it will be cheaper, 4-5 rupees, as an example. Because we do not calculate, price per gram. And when you calculate price per gram, that's where the budgeting comes into it. That's the reason mothers are the best, budgeters. They know how to budget, है ना? 2017 या 2016 में जब भी नोटबंदी हुई थी, कितनी मम्मियों के, पैसे निकल के आए थे बाहर, right? That they had saved so much. If the only single earning member of the family was giving a mother an expense, the wife an expense to do, she was still saving out of it. How? Budgeting say. How can we do budgeting? How can I save money? Very simple example. I have seen so many people, who go and buy vegetables. वो 8-9 बजे के बाद जाते हैं कि सस्ता हो जाता है, right? But that's only temporary. That's also the right way of doing, but that's a temporary thing. But if you're not using your finances effectively, that is not going to make you rich. वो पूरी जिंदगी बजट में काटोगे फिर. Okay, I'm saying, plan your expenses, make your financial goals, track your daily expenses, do budgeting. Okay, it helps you give your peace of mind. Otherwise, आप 15 तारीख को जब आप देखते हो बैंक बैलेंस, तो वो सैलरी नहीं है, अब 15 दिन कैसे निकालेंगे? No, worry is a waste of resources. You get so much anxiety because of it. ऑफिस में इतना प्रेशर है, घर पे इतना प्रेशर है, बिजनेस पे प्रेशर है, स्टडीज में प्रेशर है, एक और प्रेशर हम ऊपर ले रहे हैं, which we can eradicate by just budgeting. Okay, if you budget, you can say, अच्छा इस महीने में 1000 रुपए अपने, फॉर एग्जाम्पल अपने आरडी में डाल रहा हूँ या डाल रही हूँ, तो ताकि ईयर एंड तक मेरे पास 12,000 हो, जिससे मैं whatever you want to do, maybe I want to go on a solo trip, I want to go on a track, I'll save for that. So it helps you accomplish your short-term goals and long-term goals. Okay. सबसे important part है कि जब हम खर्चा करते हैं ना, when we spend, we are not able to distinguish between needs and wants. So very simple यार, needs are हमारी basic necessities हैं जो हमें चाहिए लाइफ में, और wants है वो कभी लाइफ में खत्म नहीं होंगी, right? If I was earning X amount 10 years back, I still had wants. I am in a senior leadership role, I still have wants, but needs are limited only. Need for workout, need for good sleep, need for good food, need for the good health of my loved ones, need for some good clothes, that's all. But wants are never ending. Wants are never ending. That's where you need to be very clear about making an expense, that is it my need or is it my want? That's the conscious call you have to take. Maybe there are a couple of friends who know each other in this session, but I'll be very honest and upfront. जब आप खर्चा करने जा रहे हो, आप ये मत सोचो मेरा दोस्त भी ये खर्चा कर रहा है तो मुझे भी करना चाहिए. No, you look at your own life financial goals, and that's where I have made mistakes. There's so many people who make mistakes. They say I cannot afford it. मैं ये बोल नहीं सकता हूँ because मेरी image खराब हो जाएगी, इसलिए मैं खर्चा कर देता हूँ. Right? You have to, every time you're making an expense, you have to tell yourself, is it my want or is it my need? Okay. But on a lighter note, whenever I go out with my wife, I try and tell her, is it your want or is it a need? And then I said, oh, Gagan, shut up, I have to buy this. That will also happen in some point in your life, that but you have to be very clear about what is your want and need. And just to give you example, क्या होती है wants and needs? ठीक है. Wants, needs होगी आपकी जो I must have. ओके, वही बोलते हैं रोटी कपड़ा और मकान. Right now it is clothes, shelter, shoes, medicine, food, education, transportation, bed, blanket, food, family, job, and also some money for upskilling yourself. कितने लोग अगर आप जॉब कर रहे हो, बिजनेस कर रहे हो, वो इतना लेवल अप नहीं कर पाते. Why? Because for them upskilling themselves is a want. कि यार कौन लगाएगा 40,000 इस ट्रेनिंग में, मैं कहीं और खर्चा कर लेता हूँ. बट if you spend that 40,000 as an investment in yourself, it becomes a need that you upskill yourself, and maybe in 1 year you have a better 3 times paying job also. So that's where you have to quantify कि आपका self development needs में आता है, want में आता है. जिन लोगों को wants में आता है वो कभी कुछ नहीं करते. It is a need. Okay, wants is I desire to have. You things you like to have, but you don't need them to live and survive. Fancy suits, 4-bedroom house, pool, PhD degree, Ferrari हो मेरे पास, job title हो, iPhone हो, या मैं प्रीवी जा सकूं, या मैं जो भी दिल्ली से हैं लोग यहाँ से expensive clubs में जा सकूं ताकि मैं वहाँ पे फोटो डाल सकूं. That's the other wants. So I have tried to reduce it to the simplest of the form. Focus on the must-haves of life and not the desires. Okay? हाँ, it is not bad to follow these desires. आप जब एक लेवल पे आके अफोर्ड कर सकते हो, आप अपनी wants के ऊपर करो, because that gives you sense of achievement also. But it is not wise to just think about the wants. अपनी needs follow करो. Okay, somebody said कि stocks में invest करना चाहिए. Stocks में invest कब करो आप? जब आपके पास एक amount of bank balance हो, emergency fund हो, आपके मेडिकल इमरजेंसीज के लिए आपने पॉलिसीज करा रखी हूँ, 10-12 चीजें करा रखी हूँ, देन यू गेट इनटू दोस स्टॉक्स. Because that's also in a way between needs and wants, because if somebody can afford it, then you go to the wants, that you want to invest it, you want to make that money work for you. Everybody clear on the fundamentals of needs and wants? And give me a thumbs up if you're going to focus on your needs and reduce your wants. Okay, because I'm a law of attraction and a life coach also, because end of the day, it is about peace of mind. It is about how peaceful you are and how much harmony you have with yourself and your relationships. So that's where needs and wants also come. तभी आप देखते हो जो monks हैं या जो कोई whosoever is spiritual, they do not have too much wants. And then their energy level is so good, they're so pure, you like talking to them, उनकी आपको energy feel होती है, isn't it? Because उनकी wants ज़्यादा नहीं होती. I'm not saying become a monk, become guru or a bhagat or something, but focus on the needs. Wants will never get old. And if you're focusing on needs and 10% wants, you will be able to live a better quality life. Okay, so basically जब आप अपने expenses करते हो, okay, it's a basic 50-30-20 rule. Write it, 50-30-20 rule. Okay, if you are earning, as an example, 50,000 rupees, 25,000 should be spent on your needs. आपकी घर की EMI होगी, आपकी ट्रांसपोर्टेशन होगी, आपका एनुअल इंश्योरेंस हो गया, आपकी ग्रोसरीज होगी, हेल्थ केयर के लिए हो गया, यूटिलिटीज के लिए हो गया. You should spend 50% there. It is not mandatory 50%, but 50% हो सकता है वहाँ पे. अगर आप कम कर सकते हो वहाँ पे भी, अगर आप अफोर्ड कर रहे हो, जैसे if you're living with your parents, you don't need to pay for a housing, loan or rent or anything. You can save that money, है ना? And then focus on the 30% of the wants. What are the 30% of the wants? ये भी I will say try and reduce it to 20%. 30% of wants भी ज़्यादा है, ये 20% होना चाहिए. That takeout dinners, concert tickets, cocktails, doing other things, buying for yourself. But I think 15,000 is a big amount after 50,000 to just focus on wants. I'll say इसको और कम कर लो, जितना कर पाओ आप. And then 30% should be for your future goals. अगर आपके ऊपर debt है, family का कुछ चल रहा है, आपकी पढ़ाई, आपका education loan चल रहा है, build up your savings. If you want to, do something, you want to start up your own business also next year or 2 years, ki job se switch karke wahan karna hai, save money for that. So I think 50% means 30% savings and 20% should be on wants. अगर आप इनको 6 महीने करोगे, 7 महीने, you will see lot of difference. Right now, if I ask any of you, ये आपने कभी सोचा ही नहीं होगा 50, 30, 20. आपको पता ही नहीं आपका खर्चा हो कहाँ रहा है. सैलरी आती है या बिजनेस से इनकम आती है, घर वालों से पॉकेट मनी मिलती है, कहाँ जाती है किसी को नहीं पता. फिर हम दोस्तों से पैसे मांगते हैं, हो यार अभी 15 तारीख है, मेरे को 10 दिन के लिए पैसे दे दे. फिर वो दोस्त किसी और से दोस्त, वो दैट इज द बिगेस्ट, as I say on a lighter note, it's the biggest scam in this world because दोस्तों से पैसे तो वापस आते नहीं है, right? So, but it is that, that's a vicious circle which keeps on going on. So, this is a basic rule of thumb. And it has been there for millions of years and it will still remain for the years to come. अपनी needs पे focus करो, savings पे, फिर wants पे. Okay? I know whenever you go out, you will be thinking, अच्छा movie आई है, देखने चलते हैं. Everything is available on your TV right now. You don't have to go out most of the time. It's just that you want to show to other people, अच्छा मैं movie देखता हूँ, करते हो. So limited. अगर आपने पहले 2 हफ्ते में देख लिया, आपका wants का budget खत्म हो गया, don't spend more. वो discipline आता है, self discipline आता है. Anybody who works out here, anybody who does meditation in this group, they will understand the need of discipline. है ना? जब आप वर्कआउट कर रहे हो, आप पतले हो रहे हो, फिर आपका किस दिन अर्ज आएगी, आज पिज्जा खाता हूँ या खाती हूँ, बिंज ईटिंग का मन करेगा, बट दैट्स वेयर यू टेक अ डिसीजन. नो, आई एम डिसिप्लिन्ड अबाउट माय वर्कआउट रूटीन. आई विल नॉट डू दिस स्टूपिड थिंग. दैट्स वेयर यू पुट अ डिसिप्लिन देयर. कैसे कर सकते हो? as I keep on, I do that as soon as I get my salary. मैं इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं भी करता हूँ, मैं उसको अलग अकाउंट में रख देता हूँ कि ये 30% है मेरा, ये मेरी फ्यूचर सेविंग्स और आगे के लिए. आई कीप इट इन माय सेपरेट अकाउंट. इट हैव नथिंग टू डू दैट आप 10,000 कमाते हो, 50,000 कमाते हो, 1 लाख कमाते हो, आप 30% अलग रखो. ओके, पे योरसेल्फ वीकली अमाउंट फॉर स्पेंडिंग. दैट इज सेकंड. कि आपने सोचा कि अच्छा मेरा 15,000 बजट है अपने ऊपर खर्चने का. इफ यू आर अर्निंग 50,000 एज एग्जांपल, we'll say, okay, I'll spend 4,000 per week. Give yourself 4,000, and try and keep it cash. Because of the digital money, you are not able to track your expenses. हर जगह जाते हैं, पेटीएम, गूगल पे हो रहा है फटाफट, but you're not thinking, खत पैसे गए कहाँ? The wisest thing is, pay yourself weekly. अगर आप 15,000 महीने का है, 4,000 अपने आप को हफ्ता दो, and stick to that budget. Because if you follow this for 10 years, 5 years, you will see a lot of money in your bank account. Okay? If you get a lump sum grant or loan for the semester, write the semester worth of rent checks. आपको जैसे मिला है, आप उसके पहले ही रेंट के चेक निकाल के रख दो ताकि आपको बाद में प्रॉब्लम ना हो. ओके? ऑफिसेज में होता है, वहां पर मील कार्ड्स मिलते हैं, where you get the Dexo vouchers that you don't have to buy food. We say, अच्छा हम घर से खाना नहीं लेके जा रहे हैं, and we'll eat something at the office. If you get a home cooked meal, you can save 100 to 200 rupees every day. But it is the embarrassment. Some people say कि यार घर से खाना लेके जाऊंगा, मैं बच्चा थोड़ा हूँ, how will it feel? Believe me, I'm in a senior leadership role. I work with vice president directors who are my peers and mentors. They also bring food from home. So spending those 200 rupees on a food voucher is not a wise thing. If you see that, okay, 20 days आप कर रहे हो, 5,000 तो आपके खाने में जाने, which is not even equal to the monthly ration of a family. उससे भी ज़्यादा हो सकता हो. So you plan your food cost effectively. Why I don't personally like going to movie halls is because of the 500 rupees popcorn. I'll rather pay 500 rupees Amazon Prime के पूरे साल के और 1,000 rupees and watch everything there. I rather. So what I started doing in the before the pandemic, I decided, okay, I'm not going to go to the movie halls. And every Friday I started investing 500 rupees in PVR stocks. That's just an advice I'm giving, or just an example I'm giving. So Just think, earlier I was also spending 500 rupees, but I was spending on experience. वो गए 3 घंटे में खत्म. But those 500 rupees which I invested, became 25,000 in a year. For 50 weeks I saved 500 rupees. Okay, 25,000, and for 3 years become 75,000, and with 20% return, the same has become 1 lakh. It's a very small number. सोचोगे तो बहुत छोटा है. 500 रुपए बचाने से क्या हो जाएगा? Isn't it? If you save those 500 rupees weekly, and you're saving it for 3 years, I would have spent that 1 lakh rupees on just movies. I now save that money. I still enjoy those movies. They come 2 हफ्ते बाद late आते हैं, but I can view that. Right? I am right now doing it. I am at a senior leadership level. Because I see other leaders doing the same. Because that's how you become rich. You don't just become rich by giving ज्ञान. You have to apply it also. अगर मैं सब कुछ बोलता रहूंगा और खुद अपनी लाइफ में नहीं करूंगा, तो आप मेरे इंस्टाग्राम जाओगे, फेसबुक जाओगे, आप देखोगे ये तो बड़ा मीडियोकर सा लाइफस्टाइल है. बट when you see, okay, when I go on vacation, I spend lavishly. Because वो मेरा गोल है. मेरे को वेकेशन पे जाना है हर साल, 2 न्यू कंट्रीज में. I spend there. Okay, so this is how you can use your fundamentals. Okay, so I'll give you 7 management tips to improve your finances. Track your spending to improve your expenses, जो मैंने बताया आपको. ठीक है, रियलिस्टिक मंथली बजट बनाओ कि 50-30-20 रूल लगाओ. अपनी सेविंग्स बिल्ड करो, इवन इफ इट टेक्स टाइम. आई एम श्योर किसी का एजुकेशन लोन चल रहा होगा, कोई पूरे घर का रेंट पे कर रहा होगा. Somebody would have taken loan for some for family members, health issues, and so many things. धीरे धीरे वो कहते हैं ना, बूंद बूंद से घड़ा भरता है, तो वैसे बूंद बूंद से वो निकल भी जाता है. So you have to stop that leakage also. अगर आप महीने के 2000 भी ऐसी एक्स्ट्रा जगह पे खर्च रहे हो जो जरूरत नहीं है, फाइंड इट आउट. एज आई सेड, मैंने एग्जांपल दिया ना, 500 रुपए हर फ्राइडे खर्चता था मैं पीवीआर की टिकट के ऊपर, है ना. अभी तो कम हो गई. पहले तो मूवीज हर फ्राइडे आते हैं. 4 मंडे टू फ्राइडे बहुत काम कर लिया, थोड़ा स्ट्रेस हो रहा, चलो रिलैक्स करके आते हैं. आई एम जस्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट द टिकट प्राइस राइट नाउ. आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट 1000 rupees I used to spend inside the movie hall. So similarly, if you're saving 200 rupees per month, in 10 years, the power of compounding is huge. Never underestimate that. और वही पावर ऑफ कंपाउंडिंग आपके क्रेडिट कार्ड के ऊपर भी चल रही है. अगर आपके क्रेडिट कार्ड चल रहे हैं, तो प्लीज टेक मनी फ्रॉम योर पेरेंट्स, आस्क देम, गेट इट क्लोज्ड. Because otherwise you will take so much time. I took so much time to come out of that credit card debt. Because nobody gave me financial education back then. तब इतना डिजिटल नहीं होता था, तब इतने great institutes नहीं होते थे, like EduBridge is spending, on educating people. Okay, so build up your saving even if it takes time. ऐसा मत सोचो यार अभी तो 500 रुपए बचा रहा हूँ महीने के, इससे क्या होगा. It makes a lot of impact. I remember I started a mutual fund investment in 2007, और because of कुछ account change हुआ ना, I was able to save 9,000 rupees, और फिर मेरा account बंद हो गया. But that amount was there in the mutual fund amount. And last year ऐसे ही मैं अपनी ईमेल देख रहा था, वहां पे मेरे को आया था कि आपके म्यूचुअल फंड पड़े हैं. Believe me, 10 years right, 2009 से ज्यादा ही हो गए. वो मैं भूल गया था. And when I opened, I logged in, I recovered password because मेरा phone number हमेशा same है, email same है. Believe me, that 9,000 amount was 36,000 rupees, और मैं भूल चुका था. That's the lottery I got in a way. So I forgot about it. I kept 9,000. 13 years में वो 4 गुना बढ़ चुके थे. बट तब मैंने 500 करके 9,000 इकट्ठे किए थे. So the power of compounding is this big. So build up your savings. Okay. So Other is pay your bills on time every month. Example, आप एयरटेल वोडाफोन या जियो के कस्टमर तो पोस्टपेड के, अगर आप पे नहीं करते हो 50 रुपए आपको लग के आता है ना, 50 या 100 रुपीज लग के आते हैं आपको लेट फी. Mind it again. Late fee for 100 rupees for 12 months is 1200. 5 years is 6000. 10 years is 12,000. If you compound it, it is 15 to 20,000 which you spending then. That's the cost. Pay your bills on time every month. Okay. Cut back on recurring charges. Recurring charges, मतलब I think India में बहुत सारे लोग smart भी हैं, you know, which I can't say. जैसे Netflix है तो 2 लोगों ने एक ही स्क्रीन का पासवर्ड 5 लोग शेयर करते हैं, फिर फोन करते हैं यार बंद कर दो मेरे को देखना है. You know, that's where we are saving that recurring charges, but we need to be smart in rest of the areas of the life also, not just Netflix and Amazon Prime password sharing. Right? Cut back on your recurring charges. वो एक जोक है ना कि अच्छा एक इंसान सिगरेट पी रहा होता है एंड पर्सन गोज एंड से अच्छा तूने कितने साल में कितनी सिगरेट पी, कैलकुलेशन करते हैं कि वो पता नहीं कुछ 50 लाख निकल के आता है. वो कह रहे हैं अगर तुम ये सिगरेट नहीं पीछे तो आज की डेट में तुम्हारे पास एक ऑडी होती. एंड द गाय स्मोक्स एंड लुक्स बैक कि अच्छा तुम तो सिगरेट नहीं पीते हो. कह रहे हाँ. ऐसे तुम भी 5 साल से नहीं पी रहे हो. He said yes. He said then where is your Audi? You know, maybe that person was spending on smoke, but the other person who's not smoking, maybe he or she also has bad financial planning. उन दोनों ने पैसे वेस्ट किए, बट एक के दिख रहे, एक के नहीं दिख रहे. Okay, so cut back on recurring charges which are not important. Save up cash to afford big purchases. Example देता हूँ that जब आप गाड़ी लेने जाते हो या आप घर खरीद रहे हो, it is always good to pay as much cash. बट होता क्या है, हमें यहाँ पे दर्द होता है थोड़ा कैश देते हुए, राइट? यार लोन तो मिल रहा है ना, कैश क्यों देना? I'll give you simple funda. If you buy a 30 lakh house, you know, with 20 years of loan, you don't pay 30 lakhs, you pay 65 lakhs. 65 lakhs for the same home. So if you had 10 lakh rupees, you could have got a loan of 20 lakhs. You know, you would have paid 40. तो आप सोचो आपका 10 लाख से 25 लाख का फायदा हो गया 10 लाख देने से. ओके, 20 lakhs पे 40 lakhs दे रहे हो, 30 पे 65 दे रहे हो. If you calculate, you just by giving 10 lakhs extra, you save 25 lakhs for yourself in 20 years. But हम सोचे ना अच्छा 25 साल है ना, देख लेंगे. That's where when you are making big purchases, including phone, including your bicycle, even your motorcycle or car or anything, save up cash to afford big purchases. Don't go in that credit circle. That's a very, very important part. Okay, and then number 7, start an investment strategy. You know, not just stocks, there are RDs, there are bonds. कई लोग kitties में डालते हैं, right? That's also very good investment strategy. If you are living in a permanent house, you know that society, so many people do that. My mom used to do that, you know. Okay, you know, give it, जो जी monthly देते रहो, kitty देते रहो, फिर उठा लो. That is, I will leave that up to you guys. You guys are also learning. Start an investment strategy, and believe me, आपको हर चीज Google पे मिल जाएगी. It's just that you have to give that dedication. Okay, I do my investments. I don't hire a investment banker or anything because you know they get rich by my investments. I may or may not get rich because on every transaction उनको 2% मिलेगा, मेरा loss हो या profit हो. So I rather spend 1 hour every day reading about what is the future of market, is recession coming or not coming, what stocks to invest in. अगर जैसे last 3 महीने से stocks market volatile है, I'm been investing in gold. You know, I've been investing in bonds of government banks. So you change the strategy depending on what is, and I'm keeping more cash in hand. So आपको अपनी investment strategy बनानी पड़ेगी, आपको time invest करना पड़ेगा, आपको सीखना पड़ेगा. If you're serious about financial freedom, if you want to just buy one house, pay it for 30 years, buy a car, get kids, pay for the fees, and die. That's what 95% people are doing. But if you are the 5% people who are got this chance, to come here and talk about it, I think you are serious about your financial life. That's the reason you have joined. Otherwise, 120 people or 150 people who registered, they're not serious about their financial life. तो अच्छा फ्री है तो कोई बात नहीं, तो अभी और कर लेंगे 10. That's the mindset we all had. और वही कह रहा हूँ, अगर हम 18 लोग हैं, हम में से भी सिर्फ 10 लोग भी अगर जो मैंने बताया, आप मंथली अपनी सेविंग्स लिखना शुरू कर दोगे, एक्सपेंसेस लिखना शुरू कर दोगे, अपना प्लान बना लोगे, बिलीव मी, यू विल मेक इट बिग. आपको किसी के आगे हाथ नहीं फैलाना पड़ेगा, यार मुझे इतने पैसों की जरूरत है. You won't have to wait for somebody to help you with that. Okay, so these are basic 7 management tips to improve your finances. Okay, that track your spending, download an app. There are so many apps available which help you understand कि आपके expenses कहाँ जा रहे हैं, right? Then you can also create a realistic monthly budget, build up your savings, pay your bills on time every month, cut back on recurring charges, save up cash, start an investment strategy. आप हर जगह देखो आप कहाँ cost cutting कर सकते हो. Okay, as an example, I have 5 phones. Okay, mom, dad, सबके मिला के. So I, for 2 years back, I realized, okay, Airtel family plan भी कुछ होता है. Then I realized I was paying 3,000 when I could only pay 1,500. So I changed it altogether. I changed it quickly. Late awakening but right? By now, it's been 2 years. I've saved 30,000 rupees indirectly by not paying those 1,500 extra. That was 20 months, 1,500 every month. So these small changes can make a lot of difference. Okay, I'm not saying compromise on your life. I'm saying look at the products with the worth and the value for money. Okay, I also wear brands, but yes, I wait for the discounts to happen. I don't do, binge shopping, or I don't do binge eating. If I go to the mall, I like something which is relevant to me, which I want to wear, But earlier, I was purchasing, एक बार एक फोटो आगे एक ड्रेस एक एक शर्ट में किसी में, I never used to wear it, but that was a bad planning. So don't do these. Of course, you're 20 to 28. This is a group of people, but I think if you're serious about making big in your 30s, this is the right time to work on your personal finances. Okay. So बहुत important है, हमें जो स्कूल कॉलेज में अच्छा नहीं लगता था इनकम वर्सेस एक्सपेंसेस, नाउ यू शुड स्टार्ट मैनेजिंग इट, बिकॉज लर्न इट फ्रॉम योर मदर्स. दैट्स द थिंग. उनको सबसे अच्छा पता है. अगर उनको पापा 10,000 भी देते हैं, उनमें से 2,000 बचा लेती है. 2,000 कैसे बचाते हैं हमें नहीं पता. Estimate income versus expenses, estimate your future expenses, factor in change. हमें हमारे पास सेविंग्स क्यों नहीं चाहिए? न्यू सिचुएशंस. लास्ट 2 years कोविड हिट, राइट? So many people had to do so much medical expenses, right? Some were supported by offices, some were not supported by work cultures, but the new situations arise. अगर आपका सबसे ज्यादा क्या होता है, फोन की स्क्रीन टूट गई हमारे पास, बस 3,000-5,000 रुपए नहीं हमारे पास. That's where you get frustrated. यार, I earn so much, I don't have this amount only. I have been through that. Conditions that change your expenses. किसी को पता चला ओ मुझे डायबिटीज है, या एटलीस्ट आपको 1,000-1,200 तो महीने का दवाई का जाएगा, राइट? सो आप कहीं तो कट डाउन करोगे ना. सो फैक्टर इन चेंज दैट कम्स इन. बजटिंग इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सेट मनी असाइड टू मीट योर गोल्स. आपको अगर 2 साल का गोल है, आज से रखो. ऐसा नहीं कुछ ओवरनाइट आएगा, मेरे पास कुछ आएगा फिर मैं रख लूंगा या रख लूंगी. नो, मेक एडजस्टमेंट्स एज नीडेड. इफ यू सीइंग दैट ओके, the amount you want, the expenses you want. As an example, somebody wants to go to UK for higher education. Okay, आपको पता है कि अच्छा वहां पे एडमिशन फीस, हाइपोथेटिकल एग्जांपल है, 20 लाख रुपए है, तो आपने उस हिसाब से सेव कर रहे हो, घर वालों से लेके सेव कर रहे हो. बट जब आपका एडमिशन का टाइम आता है, आपको पता चलता है 6 महीने पहले कि यार वो फीस 20 लाख नहीं 25 लाख हो गई. right? That's where you make adjustments as needed. That's where you change your strategy. Okay. गोल्स क्यों बनाने चाहिए? शॉर्ट टर्म होने चाहिए, मीडियम टर्म होने चाहिए, लॉन्ग टर्म गोल होने चाहिए. यू नो आपके कॉलेज टर्म के क्या गोल्स हैं, एकेडमिक से क्या है, लॉन्ग टर्म क्या है कि अच्छा आई एम 24 30 तक शादी करनी है तो इतना पैसा होना चाहिए. यू नो शादी के बाद घूमने जाने इतना पैसा होना चाहिए. यू नो इफ यू आर ऑलरेडी मैरिड दैट ओके 30 बाय आई एम गोइंग टू हैव किड्स, एटलीस्ट यू नो किड्स के एक्सपेंस होंगे. तो यू नीड टू मेक दैट गोल्स अकॉर्डिंगली. ओके. Determine resources needed to accomplish your goals. आपको क्या चाहिए, right? If somebody, as an example, you know, I make a lot of videos for Instagram and YouTube, so I know I need some resources to accomplish my goals. Then, of course, I hire people because अगर मैं खुद का time लगाता रहूँगा, I'll not be able to do so much. Then I hire people. So work on that. So few things before we wind up. I think the people had less questions. I think, money is a mindset, money is an energy. Okay. As we spoke about budgeting, everything, rest of the things, but it is more about how you are connected to money. What's your money energy? अगर आपको सिर्फ पैसा इकट्ठा ही करना अच्छा लगता है, then it's also not good. Because money is energy, which has to come and it has to go. Not in the same amount, but with few things. For example, if you're giving something, you're buying something at McDonald's or you're giving a tip to the waiter, you should always feel that gratitude, feel that thank you God or thank you universe that I have this money that I can pay people. That gratitude and that money energy is very important. If you always keep thinking about accumulating, that's not managing your personal finance. Your mental health will get impacted because there will never be enough. Trust me, there will never be enough money. जो लखपति है वो करोड़पति बनना चाहता है, जो करोड़पति है वो मिनिस्टर बनना चाहता है, right? Or whosoever is billionaire, they want to be a billionaire. So it will never get over. But yes, set a limit to yourself that okay, this is my priority of life. I want to have fun with my family. I want to have create memories with my friends, go to places, maybe explore new cities. Make those goals for yourself. Money is just an energy. It will come, it will go. But yes, if you're thankful for all the money that you've already received in life, you will get more. So better ways is that you should always be thankful for whatever you have in your life right now. हम में से कितने लोग क्रिप करते हैं यार मेरी लाइफ काश उसकी होती, my parents are not well to do, he's a lucky guy, उसके तो पेरेंट्स अच्छे हैं, वो अच्छी उसको तो पॉकेट मनी मिलती है, मेरे को नहीं मिलती है. There will always be something or the other to complain. So stop complaining, start being grateful about your life, and you will see magical changes happen. And apply these personal finances fundamentals that I taught you, 50-30-20 rule. Try and upgrade your skills. Of course, invest in yourself. Everybody has a skill. Build a pipeline for yourself. That okay, some people are working full time, they are social media influencers. Some people are working full time. Over the weekend they do consulting. Some people are doing so many things. It's about how you're managing your time. Your time is your money. If you manage your time well, you'll be able to manage your money well. If you're able to manage both of them well, you will be rich very soon. Okay, get your goals clear. Focus on that. Okay. This is क्योंकि इससे ज़्यादा भी फिर ज़्यादा ज्ञान हो जाएगा तो I just wanted to keep it light for people कि fundamental समझ आ जाए आपको कि how you can start managing it, because this is the age group of 20 to 28. So it is very important. I am telling you, if you apply it by the time you're 35, you may not remember my name, but you will say thank you to me at least. कि हमने वो webinar attend किया था, वहां से हमें education मिली थी, मैंने आज से करना शुरू. But other fundamental about all these things is about your consistency and discipline. It is easy in today's world to get carried away. आप Instagram, Facebook पे देखोगे, ओह उसने प्रीवी में पार्टी करी, उसने बैंगलोर में पार्टी करी, उसने मालदीव या थाईलैंड घूमने चला गया, चलो हम भी चलते हैं, मेरे पास पैसे तो हैं. So that's where discipline and consistency comes into the picture. Are you living life basis your own goals, or are you living your life basis on somebody else's goals? तो अपनी लाइफ है, अपने तरीके से जिए, आप अपने गोल्स खुद बनाएं, अपने ड्रीम्स खुद फॉलो करें. Don't go by what other people are doing. It's easy to get carried away कि Instagram, Facebook comparison आता है, but that's where your sanity comes into the picture. Okay, if you are in 20 to 30s, it's a golden time for you guys. Apply it. Golden time for you guys. I wish I had this knowledge 10 years back. But you are on the right phase, right time. There's so many resources also now. There's so many ways of earning money also. So if you are stuck, and it's for all of us, irrespective of the age, you also need to look at increasing your money flow. Okay, you have weekends. How you spend your weekends is up to you. But if you invest in yourself over the weekends, your way of life can change. Because, for example, I work 7 days, to tell you all. I'm working with EXL. Then over the weekends, I have my life coaching and counseling sessions. I can easily say, okay, I'm earning well. I can, spend my weekend on luxury. But no, my goals are bigger. My why is strong, that I want to make the best out of this life. And I want to give this education to people that they should be able to make small change. अगर आप में से अभी 15 लोग रह गए हैं, 15 में से 5 भी कर लोगे ना, my life mission is done. That at least I helped 5 people get on the right path. Okay, and believe me, if it is free, people think it is free. Free में अच्छी चीजें भी बहुत मिलती हैं, but it's just that where you put your focus on. Okay, but I would like to, before I end, I want to thank Team EduBreach and of course EXL, where I've spent, I think 15 out of my 17 years of experience. So I've learned a lot here, and I'm glad, I have overcome my challenges. If I can, I think everybody can. It's never too late. So get your goals clear, work on your dreams. Don't focus on what can go wrong, focus on what can go right, and have a good life ahead.